I really like this one. Can you turn around, please? The linen blend is just perfect, and the drape is exquisite. I'll go with it. Can you drop that off at shipping, please, on your way out so that I can send it off to Thorne?
Right away, Mrs. Forrester.
Thank you.
Still in command, I see.
Connor!
Welcome home.
Thank you. Yeah. So how did you know I was back?
Through the grapevine, I also heard that Bridget was sick, so I brought her this.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. Thanks.
She's on the mend, I assume?
Yeah, she had an earache, but she's feeling much better now.
Oh, good. Glad to hear it. Does that mean you'll be returning to Paris soon?
I have to get back there eventually, but I have a few things to take care of here first.
Well, it's good to see you behind that desk still.
Why do you say that?
Because it means you never signed 2% of this company back over to the Forresters.
Well, I was going to the minute Ridge set foot on that plane.
So why didn't you?
He never showed.
That's too bad. I know you were looking forward to that trip.
Yes, I was looking forward to it. With Ridge and the kids and me.
I'm sorry, Brooke.
Well, save your condolences, at least for now.
Really? Things are looking up then?
I've met somebody, and we're really quite close. His name is James Warwick.
Well, he must be a hell of a guy to make you forget about Ridge.
Now, who says I've forgotten about Ridge?
Taylor?
Oh, Dad, thanks for stopping by.
Sounded so upset on the phone this morning, honey.
Upset? Devastated is more like it.
I don't think I've ever seen you quite like this.
Dad, I feel like I'm coming apart at the seams. I can't concentrate. My work is suffering. I mean, how can I help my patients if I can't even help myself?
Something happened this morning, right?
Yes, something did.
What?
Ridge and I, we were intimate this morning.
That's supposed to be a good sign, isn't it?
Well, ordinarily it would be, but not now, not after Big Bear. Oh, my God, I never thought this would happen, but being with Ridge, my own husband, it was almost like being with a stranger. A complete stranger.
Good morning.
Stephanie, good morning. Hello, Maria.
Senor Forrester.
Hey. Well, come in, come in. Well, this is a terrific surprise.
Senora, look at this place.
Oh, Maria, now come on, it's not that bad. Sheila's been gone for a few weeks, and I've reverted back to a few bachelor habits, that's all.
Maria, this place can use your fine touch.
What's in the box?
A surprise. Oh, you haven't eaten breakfast, have you?
Well, I was going to have some granola, but I'm out of milk. What's in the box?
Maria, it's a good thing we brought the milk. We'll take care of everything.
That was wonderful.
Oh, I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
Just about the best breakfast I've ever had.
You're so silly sometimes.
No, I'm dead serious.
Oh, really? All right. Well, in that case, let's see. Was it as good as the breakfast in Rome in '75?
Oh, well, that's hardly fair. I mean, it runs a close second, but that was outdoors in a beautiful little cafe. It was dawn. You had prosciutto and melon.
Uh-huh. You had prosciutto and melon. I had the risotto.
Was that right? Well, it was more of a late dinner than it was a breakfast anyway.
Oh, okay. You can have that one. We'd been to that great villa, that party. Remember we danced till dawn?
Didn't have to twist your arm to do that.
No, you didn't. That's true. We didn't get any sleep that whole vacation.
We didn't get any sleep that whole year. That was a very good year, too, as I recall.
It was a wonderful year. We've shared a lot of wonderful years.
Thank you.
For anything in particular?
For being here. For reaching out to me the way you have so graciously and kindly, as you have recently. I appreciate that very much.
You've been lonely.
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
What do you hear from Sheila?
Not much, really.
Is her mother's illness something much more than they anticipated?
No,
or...
no, no. It's not that. Not that at all.
What is it?
Well, Sheila's been gone for weeks now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was all for her making this trip. I mean, her mother was ill. It was her place to be next to her.
Well, you speak to each other regularly, though.
When she first left, twice a day, really.
And now?
Rarely. You know, they say that absence makes the heart grow fonder, but where Sheila and I are concerned, I really have to wonder.
I don't understand. You love your husband, right?
Of course I do.
And yet it was like being with a stranger.
Maybe I'm the one who's become the stranger.
How can you say that?
Because I am hiding something from my husband.
Big Bear, you and Warwick.
I've betrayed him. I've been intimate with another man. I mean, I know that there were extenuating circumstances with the devastation and the earthquake and the death all around us, and I know it would have never happened if we had thought there was a chance of us surviving, but we didn't. We thought we were going to die.
Which is why you didn't tell Ridge about it.
But he knows I'm holding back, Dad. And if it's that acceptable, then why not tell him? He'll understand.
Sweetheart, you have to stop this. You have to put it behind you. You just must.
I don't know if I can.
Taylor, your marriage depends on it.
I want to show you something.
What? International Psychiatric Conference?
In the Middle East. And I'm the keynote speaker. I'm supposed to be there.
It's coming up right away. It's next week.
Exactly. Now, how can I leave the country with everything that's going on? I'll just have to cancel.
Oh, you won't. You have to go on with your life, sweetheart.
As if nothing's happened?
Exactly, as if nothing ever happened.
Something has. Something terrible. I mean, my God, how could I let this happen? What was I thinking? How could I have been that foolish?
You said so yourself. The circumstances were extraordinary.
I don't know. The whole thing seems like a dream. It just seems unreal. Just something that happened between two people, and yet I let it happen. Now there's a price to be paid.
Stop it. Stop punishing yourself over this.
Dad, I cannot live with this lie. I've got to deal with it. Now, if I don't, it's going to overwhelm my marriage. I have to tell Ridge. I have to tell him what happened at the cabin.
The risk of losing your marriage. Are you willing to do that?
My marriage is at risk whether I tell Ridge the truth or not. I can't live with this kind of lie forever, Dad. I can't. I just can't.
You say you've met a man,
A very interesting and attractive man.
and yet you still think there's a future for you and Ridge?
Now more than ever, thanks to James Warwick.
I think I missed something here.
Then maybe I better clear it up for you.
What does James Warwick have to do with you and Ridge?
A great deal, actually.
In what way?
It turns out that James and Taylor are very good friends.
How good?
Well, let's put it this way. When Ridge went to the airport to fly to Paris, he broke Taylor's heart.
It's safe to say.
And guess who showed up to help her pick up the pieces?
Warwick.
They took a long drive together, and they ended up at the Forrester Big Bear cabin.
When did you go to Paris?
The evening of the 4th.
Well, that was the night of the earthquake.
Yes,
And Big Bear was the epicenter.
that's right. They were in the cabin when the quake hit. The place was destroyed. They were trapped under rubble for 2 days and 2 nights.
Well, how did they get out?
Ridge rescued them.
Oh, my God, I had no idea.
Yes, I know. It was very ironic.
Warwick, he's the guy that Taylor went to Scotland with, right?
Mm-hmm. She was treating him for some psychiatric problem. They went to Scotland together, and they even shared a hotel room together.
Well, how did Ridge feel about that?
Well, he was convinced they were having an affair.
Were they?
Taylor said there was only one little kiss. She claims it was very innocent. But we all know better than that.
So here comes Ridge, and he rescues them from certain death.
Mm-hmm. After 48 hours of being huddled together under blankets, with only their body heat to keep each other warm.
So you think something happened between them?
Of course, James denies it, but I know something did.
Well, if you're right, and Ridge finds out the truth, their marriage could be history.
Allowing me to retain control of Forrester Creations.
And get Ridge back, all in one fell swoop.
But how? How do I go about doing that?
Well, there is one other person who knows for certain what happened in that cabin.
Taylor. I think it's about time that I paid that good doctor a visit.
Stephanie, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be laying all my marital woes in your lap.
Don't give it a thought.
Sheila and I'll straighten it out.
Eric, she's busy. She's taking care of her mother.
Well, it's not such a big deal to pick up a phone for 5 minutes.
Eric, come on. She's young, she's vivacious, she's sexy. She's going to be irresponsible every once in a while. You can't have it all, honey.
I can't believe I'm hearing this.
What?
You're actually defending my wife.
Oh. Must have been something in the coffee.
Well, don't let it happen again.
Okay. I want to talk to you about what happened the other night.
A good night kiss?
I understand exactly where you were coming from.
And you want to let me off the hook?
Something like that.
Mm-hmm. Do I look like someone who needs to be let off the hook?
Brooke,
Hello, Taylor.
what do you want?
We have a lot of catching up to do.
Well, that's debatable.
I didn't get a chance to talk to you by the pool the other night, remember?
Yes, that's because you were occupied.
Yes, I was, with my date for the evening, James Warwick.
You two make an interesting couple.
You seemed so shocked that we were together.
Well, I just had no idea that you two knew one another.
It's a small world.
How is James feeling?
His knee is healing nicely, thank you.
That's a very proprietary attitude, thanking me for asking about my friend.
Well, you see, we've become very close friends.
Well, how nice for you. You made a friend. Congratulations.
He told me all about what happened in Big Bear Taylor.
Is that so?
Yes. James told me everything.
I don't regret the kiss. How do you feel about it?
I don't regret it either.
Well, good. I'm glad.
It's just that,
Just the what?
well, these past few weeks we've had some wonderful times.
Wonderful times, yeah.
And I don't, well, I mean, I have the feeling that we've been getting closer.
It's a good feeling, isn't it?
Yes, it's a wonderful feeling. I don't want one moment of indiscretion to jeopardize what we've been building together.
Indiscretion? I thought that was a very discreet kiss.
Okay, you win. All right.
It's a pleasure to see you smile.
Well, the kiss was a pleasure. It's funny, though.
What's funny?
Well, you know, our relationship seems to have taken on some sort of a life of its own that's totally removed from any other aspect of our lives.
It's as though what we have lives and breathes in a special place all by itself.
It has nothing to do with your marriage to Sheila.
No, it has nothing to do with your relationship with Jack either.
Why do you suppose that is?
Because we have a history. And we have the present. And we have a future, too.
Senora, the kitchen was terrible, but it's all clean now.
Thank you, Maria.
De nada, señor.
Maria, do you mind waiting in the car? It'll only be a couple of minutes.
Okay, señora.
Thanks. Well, I'm going to let you get back to work.
I have a lot of work to do.
Yes, I'm sure. I mean, after the best breakfast you've ever had in your life, and now a clean kitchen, which I hope you will keep until your wife returns, which I'm sure she will soon.
Thank you. Thanks for today. Thanks for every day.
You and James all alone in that totally destroyed cabin, fighting for your lives, huddled together under blankets, clinging to each other for warmth. I mean, it must have been terrible for you, Taylor.
It was terrible. In fact, I'd rather not talk about it.
So you'd like to forget it even happened?
Yes, I would. Unfortunately, some people won't let me.
Meaning Ridge?
No. Meaning you, Brooke.
You know, I'm surprised that James didn't take that opportunity to mention that we'd ever even met.
We had a little more important things on our mind rather than chit-chat.
I'm sure you did. But you two spent a lot of time up there, and I'm surprised my name never came up, not once. But I guess you were pretty occupied.
Nope, the world doesn't revolve around you, Brooke. I know that comes as a disappointment.
You were so upset when you thought Ridge was leaving for Paris. I'd never seen you so outraged.
So what? What is the point?
Well, you were a woman capable of doing anything that night, Taylor. Anything to get back at your husband who you thought betrayed you. Like maybe betraying him right back.
Would you like to tell me what it is you want?
Isn't it obvious?
It's obvious that you're fishing. So James hasn't told you anything.
Oh, so there is something to tell.
What are you talking about?
I know how you and James feel about one another.
We are friends. We are very dear friends, Brooke, and I shouldn't be explaining myself to you anyway.
Yes, but you have to live with yourself, Taylor. I know the kind of person you are. You're an honest, decent, honorable human being, and you have a conscience. Now, if you're hiding something from Ridge, you better come clean with it, or else it's going to destroy you. So here I am. I'm all ears.
You have no right hounding me like this.
Ridge has every right to know what's going on.
All
We
right,
all
damn
do.
it! Get the hell out of here right now!
I will leave, Taylor, once you give me your word.
What?
I want your word. I want you to tell me that you didn't make love to James, and then I'll go. But can you do it? Can you tell me that nothing went on between you and James up at the cabin? Can you?